Okay, so we are starting. So what is your name?
Well, my name is Joe. Um, I am a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu competitor with a day job.
Okay. Um, where are you from?
Uh, Complicated. So I was born in Pasadena, and then I lived in Covina for a little bit. I lived in Glendora, and then I moved when I got to high school to like a big left field to Long Beach. So I guess I claim I'm from Long Beach. So
You claim that you're from Long Beach.
yeah, even
Do
though I was
you,
there for like 6 years.
and then where were you there actually the longest though?
Yeah, Long Beach.
Long Beach?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was there for 6 years.
Okay. How'd you like living in Long Beach?
It was cool. I liked it. I never got bored. Like,
You wouldn't claim that you're from Montebello?
nah, because well, I lived in Montebello for like 3 years, and then I lived in Riverside for like another 3 years, and then I just like came back to Montebello like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess I would claim from Long Beach because that's where I graduated high school.
Okay. So you're more like comfortable in Long Beach?
Yeah.
You know any cool spots over there?
Uh, just the usual suspect spots like Signal Hill. Uh, Obviously there's tons of beaches there. There's the Dog Beach over in like Belmont Shore area, Second Street.
Rosie's. Did you like eat over there like at any good places or are you not a food person?
Man, I'm a crazy food person. Probably one of my favorite spots in Long Beach to eat is Buenos or something like that.
It's just your favorite spot, you don't even know the name.
Yeah, no, it was okay. It's a weird
You
pronunciation.
just
It's weird
show up.
spelling. Yeah,
Okay.
it's weird spelling. No, me and my dad used to go there all the time. Like when
Buenos?
I was working with my dad for a little bit.
Buenos?
Yeah,
Is
Buenos or
it
Buenos.
is it a Mexican spot?
No, it's Italian.
Okay.
And like their pizza is like crazy. So like the way they layer it is like they put cheese and sauce, then cheese, then pepperoni or whatever topping, and then cheese again. So it's like super cheesy.
Is it expensive?
Uh, Not really. I mean, the average pizza price is probably like $20 for like a large or something.
What part of Long Beach is it located?
So they got two spots. They have one like kind of like by downtown,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have another spot over in like West Long Beach
Mm-hmm.
or East Long Beach. I think East Long Beach.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what high school did you go to?
I went to Milliken High School.
Where's that at?
It's right there off the 605 freeway. If you guys are familiar with
Is it
605.
like North Side Long Beach? Like
It's a complicated
East?
area because it's like
Is it
it's kind of like by
by
Lakewood. It's more like by Lakewood.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when my when my dad's company started doing really well, he bought
Uh-huh.
that place over by like it's literally right across the street from my old high school,
Uh-huh.
and it was a really nice area. Yeah, I really liked it. Other than the fact that like my neighbors were racist.
Oh God. Were your neighbors like white?
Yeah, we were like the only Mexicans on the whole street.
Oh, okay. And what did they tell you guys?
So okay, so there's one time, so I my neighbor and I obviously went to the same school. She was a grade higher than me,
Mm-hmm.
so this was like my first time ever experiencing like racism.
Mm-hmm.
So what had happened was that obviously like I would walk behind her, not intentionally, but because we were going the same direction.
Mm-hmm.
So then like one day my neighbor, her name should I name drop her? I should name drop her, huh?
No.
Okay. So she came out of her door as on my way to school. I guess her daughter had left a little early or whatever, and
Uh-huh.
she had told me, she said, "Hey, my daughter doesn't appreciate you following her to school."
Oh.
And I was all like,
Oh
"What?"
wait, so you were gonna name drop the racist lady.
Yeah.
Okay, you can. I
Yeah.
don't care.
Uh, yeah, race lady.
Why do we need to protect her name? Okay, so she said you were following her daughter.
Yeah, and I wasn't. I was just walking to school.
Okay.
So I was like, "Oh, okay." And then like so I told my dad, and then my dad's like, "All right, whatever, just ignore her." So then to avoid that, I started leaving earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So then she was following me.
Oh, she was actually following
No,
you?
no. So she
Oh.
would follow me.
Oh, okay. So it looked like she was following you
Yeah.
and
So
stuff.
I would leave earlier than her to avoid that.
Are you a morning person?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
No.
You used to be, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I
Big time.
remember you waking up early sometimes at my house and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Manina
Okay.
and Uncle Mike would hate that.
Yeah. My mom's a morning person, but my dad's not.
Yeah.
But okay, so now you're not a morning person.
No, I need my sleep.
Okay. Let's go back to your high school experience. Did you experience like was it a good experience?
I mean, average high school experience. I don't say like it was memorable. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of didn't really do much. I was just
Most people don't
there.
like high school. Did you like high school?
It was cool. I mean, less expensive.
It's crazy because when you're in high school, although you grow up and like you're an adult now, and it's like, oh, it was only 4 years of my life, and people that talk about high school are like lame, right?
Yeah,
But it's something that like you're kind of experiencing like a whole new world being in high school, and it's very traumatic. You're learning how to deal with like your emotions, and you're being really like your hormones are all over the place.
yeah.
So I don't know, like what do you remember specifically anything like traumatic or like anything that you experienced during high school or at high
Uh,
school? Is that a
I, I
crazy
had I had
question?
my first near death experience in high school.
Oh man, what happened?
I got hit by a car and fell off a bridge.
What the fuck? Okay, so what happened?
All right, so I was coming home from my dad's office.
Uh-huh.
It was probably like at 9 o'clock at night, and I was riding my bike. And then so I was over by I think it's called Arlington. I think the street's called.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there's like a like those like drain area things, like like where like the riverbed or whatever it's
Yeah.
called. Yeah.
Yeah.
So my bike, it was like late at night. I didn't have any lights on, which is kind of my fault.
Right.
So I didn't have any lights on. A car came and hit like my back wheel, or like
Mm-hmm.
tapped the side of my back wheel, and I lost control of my bike and I hit a fence, and then I fell over the fence into like that ditch, like where like
Oh shit.
yeah, like the
How old were you?
uh 17.
Okay.
Yeah, I was 17. It was my senior year, and then I think I know I did. I blacked out for probably like 5-10 minutes.
Did the person stop?
No, it was a hit
They
and run. It was a hit and
hit and
run.
run. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I blacked out for like five, maybe like 2 to 5 minutes, right? Because I
Mm.
checked my phone. That was the first thing I did, make sure my phone wasn't broken.
Yeah, you
And
got to make sure that your phone's not broken
yeah, and
before
then
you check yourself.
yeah, that's important. So I then after my phone was okay, then I checked like myself. I was fine. I just had like a deep cut or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I just started walking down like the riverbed trying to find like something how to get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
I came across a ladder and I climbed up and I started walking back, and then
The ladder, it was like it was already built in,
yeah, it was like
like
a
in the
built into
riverbed.
the riverbed.
Okay.
Yeah. So I climbed up the ladder, and then I just started walking back towards like the gate where I fell over,
Uh-huh.
and then it was locked and I couldn't really like hop over because I was kind of broken.
Yeah.
And then so I started calling everybody on my phone. First person I called was my dad. I called him probably like 6 times. He didn't answer.
Oh my god.
And then I called your dad.
Oh my god.
I called your dad like
I'm
6 times.
surprised he didn't answer.
Yeah, he didn't answer.
He usually answers his phone.
I called him. He didn't answer.
Actually, that's not true. He doesn't answer his phone anymore.
He didn't answer. Then I called who else I called? Uh I called Nikki.
Uh-huh.
I called her like 6 times. She didn't answer. I called everybody on my phone. I even called my mom, which I don't even know why I called my mom because she lived in Montebello at the time.
Mm-hmm.
My mom didn't even answer. So nobody was answering. So then I called this girl I was dating at the time. I called her. She answered.
Uh-huh.
And then she didn't know what to do. So she was kind of useless.
Yeah.
So then I called one of my my friend, a really good friend of mine. I called him and he answered, which I was not gonna say, like I did not expect him to answer.
Yeah.
But he asked me what happened. I told him what happened. Like they flew him and his dad were there on the quick. They drove from North Long Beach all to where I was in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And then yeah, they took me to the hospital. And then they got checked out. Nothing was broken or whatever. However, the first doctor that came in, this guy was a weirdo. So he checked my arm out, and he told me like, oh, there's possible infection, deep infection, and there's a possibility of decapitation.
Oh god.
And I was like, what do you mean you're gonna take my arm off? And they're all like, yeah, or not decapitation, amputation.
Amputation.
Yeah, not decapitation. My bad.
I don't even like I can't think right now what's the difference.
Are they the same thing?
No.
No, they're different, right?
Yeah.
Like decapitation is like your head, no?
I don't know. I need to check that right now. Go on.
So then yeah, that guy was a weirdo. He told me that I was basically gonna lose my arm.
Uh-huh.
And the next doctor comes in and said, "Oh no, you're chilling. Like, we're just gonna give you like some dressing and antibiotics, and you'll be good." I was like, "Oh, all right, cool.
Oh yeah, decapitation is the act of cutting off a person's head.
All right, perfect,
Okay,
cool. I got it right.
so it was amputation.
Yeah, amputation.
Uh-huh.
But I still have my arm, so
Yeah.
cool."
So your dad, did he pick you up from the hospital?
So my dad called me back at 3 in the morning.
Oh
Mind you,
my
I got
God.
hit at 9.
Yeah.
9 at night. So my dad called me back, and then
At
I
three
told
in the
him at 3 in
morning?
the morning.
And weren't you living with him?
Yeah.
What the hell?
So he called me back at 3 in the morning, asked me what happened, and he said, "Well, you need me to go pick you
Were
up?"
you still in the hospital at 3 in the
Yeah,
morning?
I was still in the
Oh,
hospital.
okay. So
I was
he's
still,
probably like, where the fuck is he?
not really.
Oh.
He asked me like, what did I want, and
Oh.
then I told him what happened,
Oh my God.
and he's like, "Well, do you need me to go pick you up?"
Uh-huh.
And I was like, "Well, I guess I don't know."
So you left your bike there or what?
No, no. So basically, what happened is they helped me over the fence, and then we put my bike in the back of their car,
Mm-hmm.
and then we took my bike to my house.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
Damn.
I had to throw the bike, not throw the bike away, but we tried fixing it, but we ended up breaking it. But
Oh man.
so I just bought a new bike.
So that sounds really traumatic. Did that like affect you like in school at all or anything? Like, did you
Uh,
miss school after
yeah,
that?
I took like 2 days off,
Oh.
but I kind of like used it to my advantage,
Mm-hmm.
just to like chill.
And then okay, so you're into fighting, martial arts, and everything, right?
Yeah,
Like you've done a little bit of everything.
yeah, I done a little bit of everything.
When did you start?
I started when I was 12. I started training Brazilian jiu-jitsu,
So you're in middle school.
8th grade. Yeah.
Okay. Why did you start?
My dad. So my dad trained.
Mm-hmm.
My dad trained for a while. And he got me into it. Well, more like forced, but
Forced you into it. So
yeah.
you didn't want to do it
I
initially.
was open to it. But essentially, like he kind of just said, I don't have a choice.
Okay.
So
He really said that.
yeah.
I didn't know this. Okay.
So he got me into it. Me and my brother.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, we both trained. My brother did it for like 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
and then he stopped. I did it up until I
Your
was
dad forced both of you guys.
yeah.
He's crazy.
Yeah, so
And then you're just the one that stuck to it.
yeah.
Okay. So you're 12. You started jiu-jitsu.
Hmm.
Okay. And then what else?
So once I got to high school, I did high school wrestling
Mm-hmm.
again by force. So
Okay.
originally I wanted to play soccer.
There's no like martial arts in high school, or
Just
is that in
wrestling.
some schools?
No, there's no like yeah, they
It's
don't
just
have any martial arts,
it's
just
just
wrestling.
wrestling. Okay.
Yeah, like not they don't have like judo or jiu-jitsu or anything in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just wrestling.
And so your dad also forced you to go into wrestling.
Yeah, I'll never forget this conversation because
Okay. Tell me about it.
I originally had went to go try out for soccer.
Uh-huh.
So I couldn't do both because wrestling and soccer are in the same season.
Mm-hmm.
So I showed up to soccer tryouts. I made the JV team as a freshman,
Mm-hmm.
and then I called my dad and I told him that I don't know I made the JV team. You know, I'm excited. I'm gonna play soccer.
Mm-hmm.
He told me, "Fuck that. You're gonna." Oh, can I say fuck? I don't know.
Yeah,
Can I say
that's
fuck?
fine.
Okay. He said, "No, fuck that. You better go to the wrestling room." And I'm
Oh
like,
my
"What are you talking about?" I
God.
was like, "No, your ass is wrestling." I was like, "Oh, okay." So
Okay.
yeah, he's all like, yeah. So let me know what the coach tells you. So I went from making JV starter to Froshoff backup wrestling.
What does that even mean?
So like Froshoff is like the beginner team, like for all the freshmen or the kids who couldn't make the JV team.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like the entry like novice like level.
Yeah.
So yeah, when it goes, I think it goes to Froshoff JV varsity.
Mm-hmm.
So I was on the Froshoff team my freshman year, then I made JV my sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I went from being like JV, like mid, um, like intermediate level
Mm-hmm.
to like bottom of the barrel.
Okay.
But I ended up liking wrestling. It was cool. It taught me a lot about like being independent.
Right. So, okay, so you did jiu-jitsu when you were little, and then you did wrestling, and then what other forms of fighting are there?
There's a bunch, like
Like a lot?
a lot. Like
Okay.
I don't think I can name them all. But what I did was I did Brazilian. Start off with jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Then I did wrestling in high school, and then while I was in high school, I also did
Mm-hmm.
Muay Thai kickboxing, and I did boxing.
Okay.
So I did both. I trained Muay Thai for about 2 years, and then I did boxing for about 2 years as well. Because
Uh-huh.
the gym where I was training at, it was a full out MMA gym,
Mm-hmm.
and so I did all the classes there.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a dream of being in the UFC, but didn't work out.
Why not? Why do you just
uh,
didn't continue pursuing it?
yeah, I got lazy. I'm not gonna lie. Like my senior year, I got lazy. I wanted to
So,
party and
okay,
stuff.
you were wrestling your freshman year and then your sophomore year?
Sophomore year, I wrestled. I was on JV.
Mm-hmm.
I was the JV league champ my sophomore year, and then my junior year I made varsity,
Mm-hmm.
varsity league champ, and then my senior year I wrestled. I didn't do so well,
Okay.
but I did compete in jiu-jitsu a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I competed.
So outside of school, you were still doing jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, I was doing both.
Okay.
So in the off season of wrestling, I would do jiu-jitsu.
Okay. And during this time, was your dad like proud of you?
Yeah, when I was
Yeah.
winning.
When you were losing, he wasn't.
Yeah, no, I'll get clowned on if I lost.
Your dad, just to like state, is very competitive
Yeah,
for the people that might listen. He's a very competitive person.
very competitive.
So he only wants you to win.
Well, I mean, he's proud. He was proud of me regardless for doing it.
And also I'm sure for being consistent with it too,
Yeah.
right? Um, and then so you said you did stop in your senior year though.
I stopped. Yeah. Well, I stopped wrestling my senior year for a little bit
Mm-hmm.
just to like have fun, and then I went back in college.
Mm-hmm.
And then I stopped doing jujitsu. Like my first year of college,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know. I kind of liked college wrestling
Okay.
like better.
You liked college wrestling, so
Yeah.
you stopped doing jiu-jitsu.
I didn't get a chance to compete because I wasn't very good at school.
Mm-hmm.
So in college, I didn't compete in college, but I practiced with the team and I did a lot of off season, like open tournaments.
So you were taking classes at like a community college,
Yeah, at
and
Rio Hondo College.
they weren't letting you compete because you needed to probably have like I
Yeah,
don't know,
so I needed 12
classes.
units.
Okay.
Yeah, 12 units. Yeah, I think
In
that's
order
right.
to
To
compete
compete.
with them. Okay.
Yeah, you need to be a full time student.
Oh,
So
interesting.
yeah, I was a part time student, so I
Mm-hmm.
did what's called a redshirt year. So it's a year where you just practice with the team. You get like the some competitiveness of our experience of the college level,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go back next year as a competitor.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so then you did stop at some point. I remember, but I don't know what age you were.
I was 21.
Okay.
I was 21 when I stopped everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Why?
Have fun, party, get in trouble and whatnot.
Yeah.
Um,
Is
yeah,
that so you were able to legally drink and go into bars and clubs, so
yeah,
you wanted to live that life?
yeah.
Most people do.
All my friends were, so
Yeah.
I was like, why not?
Yeah. Okay. And how long did you stop for?
A long time. 7 years.
7 years. And how old are you?
27.
Wait. Okay. So
Wait, no, so 6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Got to do the math.
Yeah, 6 years. I stopped
So
for
then
6 years.
that means you kind of recently started again.
Yeah, I just finished my first year back,
Okay.
so I'm officially a year in, or a year back.
Mm-hmm. So is it harder?
Yeah.
Like because you're older now and your body is a little different?
Yeah, I'm brittle.
Yeah, right?
Everything breaks easier, so. But no, I mean it's what's crazy is that now I take it more serious than I ever have in my life.
Yeah, I think when you're in your late 20s, you start to take things a little more serious and you're kind of just like trying to get somewhere in life and focus. You probably have more focus because most people are now like getting married or having kids and like settling down. So there's
Yeah.
not too much time for partying anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And let me see. You're telling me about a turtle of you.
No,
Okay,
no,
because
the toad, the toad. You don't know about the
I
toad?
don't know about the toad,
All
but
right.
you said it's like in relation to fighting.
No, no, no. It has nothing to do with
It
fighting.
has nothing to,
So it's a
it has
big
to
left
do with
field.
Mike
It has to do
Tyson.
with Mike Tyson.
Okay.
So on Mike Tyson's podcast, he used to talk about doing the toad. So
Okay.
what the
What's the
toad
toad
was is
is?
that you go to Sonora, Mexico,
Uh-huh.
and you go to like a shaman, right? And the
Uh-huh.
shaman like milks a toad, and then you smoke the venom, like you vape the toad venom.
I didn't even know toads had udders or
Uh,
like nipples. How do you
I
milk
don't
a
know.
toad?
I don't know. They milk it, or they get the venom from the toad somehow. Maybe they get a syringe. I don't know,
Okay,
syringe or something.
sure.
You know?
Yeah, they take a fluid out of the toad.
Yeah, they get the toad venom out of the toad.
Okay.
You can also lick it, but that's another way to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
But
Okay. I've heard of that actually, but
licking the toad.
it was like a joke. But yeah, okay.
So you smoke the toad venom, right? And it takes you like on like a 8 hour trip, right? So I guess the venom and the toad, it has a 5-MeO DMT,
Mm-hmm.
or like the death molecule,
Yeah.
where like you experience it like twice in your life naturally, like when you're born and when you die.
Uh-huh.
So
Well, DMT,
yeah,
yeah, you can smoke DMT.
yeah,
Is that what toading is?
yeah, basically,
Okay.
but it's like DMT on steroids.
Okay. So
Yeah, so
it's
it's like
more
worse. Like
extreme than
most people do like
DMT?
ayahuasca,
Yeah.
but like this is like way more extreme
Okay.
from what sources.
From what you've heard.
Yeah, the word
Okay.
on the block.
Okay. So Mike Tyson does toad
Yeah, he does it. I think he does it
slash
like once a year or
DMT.
some shit like that.
And why? What did you learn about it? What does he say about it?
That it just like gives you like an epiphany or like a big realization, or
Mm-hmm.
like it just takes you on a ride. Like it makes you have like a near death experience, and your
Right.
whole life flashes before your eyes, and you just come out of it like a changed person.
Uh-huh.
So I'm very curious about the toad.
You want to do
I
toad?
want to do the toad. I don't know what it costs. I don't even know if it even comes at a cost, or maybe you just gotta find the shaman. I don't know. I gotta still figure that out.
Yeah. He's in he's has he always been like spiritual, or is he just coming around into like this like type of
Mike Tyson?
yeah.
No, no, yeah, yeah. Well, Mike Tyson used to be a fucking maniac,
Yeah.
but
Do you know a lot about him?
I mean, as much as the average guy would.
Okay.
But
And you're a Joe Rogan bro,
yeah,
right?
yeah, big time Joe Rogan fan. Fun fact: he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
Tell me more about what you know about these two, because they're very popular.
well, I mean, Mike Tyson, he obviously heavyweight champ.
Mm-hmm.
I think his record's like 56-6 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of his most memorable fights was probably against Evander Holyfield, because he
Mm-hmm.
bit his ear.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like that famous fight where he bit the ear. And then another famous fight of his was shit, I forgot the guy's name. But so basically the guy that fought Muhammad Ali and beat Muhammad Ali,
Mm-hmm.
Mike Tyson fought him and beat him.
Okay.
So I guess the story goes that Mike Tyson's coach, Customato, uh, was like cool with Muhammad Ali.
Right.
And so 14-year-old Mike Tyson got a chance to like talk to Muhammad Ali.
And Mike Tyson isn't like he's not like a big guy, right?
No, he was like the shortest like
He's
heavyweight
like
champ ever. I
really
think he's
he's
like
pretty short.
6 foot or maybe like 5'11".
Uh-huh.
But yeah,
And
he's just an
Muhammad
absolute
Ali
animal.
was really big.
Yeah, he was a taller guy. I think he was
Yeah.
like for sure over 6 feet.
Okay.
I think so.
And
But no, I mean, I'm really more into Joe Rogan.
you're more into Joe Rogan
Yeah,
than Mike
his
Tyson.
podcasts and his background, like, cause
Yeah.
well, I mean,
Are
we
you
come from
into
the same
Joe
branch.
Rogan for like his comedy as well, or more of just like the fighting
You know what's funny
experience?
is I didn't even know he was a comedian for a
Yeah, it's
while.
weird, huh?
I didn't know he was a comedian till I listened to a couple of his podcasts, and then
Yeah.
started saying he was a comedian.
Yeah, he is a comedian. He has a lot of his comedian friends on his podcast.
Oh, my favorite one is
And
Uncle Joey Diaz.
he has a a comedy club in Austin.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
He owns
I
a
heard
comedy
about that.
club. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Joey Diaz is really
the
funny.
Uncle Joey, man. Listen to his motivational speeches every morning.
What do you do to prepare or train for a fight? Do
Um,
martial arts people, because I when I was writing these questions out, I was like, do I say fight, or like do all people in that realm of like fighting call it a fight?
I mean,
Like
depends.
wrestling, would that be a fight?
We call it match
And like for martial arts, what do you call it?
competition, or a tournament,
But
or
like
a
a
fight.
fight is like a general term you use, right?
Yeah,
Like,
like when if it's a fight like between one person and another person in,
mm-hmm,
like, for instance, in the Brazilian jiu-jitsu world,
mm-hmm.
yeah, we'll call it a fight. Like I'll say, oh, I have a fight coming up, because I think it sounds a little bit more, I think it sounds cooler than saying, oh, I have a grappling match.
Okay, yeah. Because I was like, I don't know if I sound like, well, I am obviously a person that doesn't know anything about fighting. But so I'm just like, does he know what I mean when I'm saying like fight?
Yeah, no, it's a general term. Like, I mean, you
Okay.
talk to anybody that trains, like, and you say, oh, do you have a fight coming up, or you have a tournament coming up that they'll know.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
even in wrestling, you can say it's a fight? No, right?
yeah, more it'd
Not
be more
really?
more like proper, I guess, to say a
A
match.
match.
Yeah,
Okay. Because you're not really fighting.
yeah. You're
Okay.
just like competing.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you do to prepare and train for these type of
Um,
fights, matches?
well,
You don't wrestle anymore.
no, I just do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu now.
Okay.
So, basically, you gotta. Me personally, I give myself between 4 to 6 weeks before a tournament,
Mm-hmm.
to train.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I train constantly, but like intense training, like with competition class or high cardio class and things like that.
Yeah.
I usually give myself like 4 to 6 weeks to get in like good shape.
Mm-hmm.
So I also change my diet. So I eat right. I calorie
Do
count.
all like fighters do this as well? Or
Yeah, like active competitors or like the higher end guys, like the higher ranked people, they all do it like they all have a good diet, they all have a good training plan, they give themselves the perfect right amount of time to train
right.
before getting into competition.
And what's like the typical time that you try to train before a competition?
I give myself like 4 to 6 weeks. Some people give like 8 weeks to two
Because I'm
months.
sure like your body has to condition, right?
Yeah,
So that's why you have to give yourself like gradual time to like keep working hard and training harder like over time, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then so your diet, what does your diet consist of?
What I'm doing right now is it's people say it's like keto, but
Mhm.
I guess it might not be keto or it could be. I don't know. But basically, what I do is I do a lot of lean protein.
Mhm.
So like lean ground beef, 80% lean. A lot of fish, a lot of chicken.
Mhm.
I try to reduce my seasonings,
Mhm.
and then I replace the carbs with berries to get like
Okay.
a lot of like antioxidants.
So you had to learn about like vegetables and like protein and things like that. So
Yeah.
are you pretty like like you know a lot about that stuff?
Nope. I don't.
No.
I
Okay.
don't. I just get it from like my teammates and
Okay.
other people that I talk to about like diets.
Yeah.
They just
So
tell me what to do, and then I just find out what works for me.
okay. So berries. Tell me about that.
I eat a lot of berries, like a lot of strawberries, raspberries, blueberries. Um, and I don't eat a lot. I don't eat sugar, so I do a lot of like sugar free stuff.
Okay. Except for
Except for
berries.
berries, I get my sugar and my sugar intake from my berries.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. And then how do you like your protein? Like do you know anything about protein?
not really,
No?
if
You
I'm being
kind
honest.
of okay.
So basically, what I do is I just eat a lot of lean meat.
That's it?
Yeah, a lot of lean meat. A lot
No
of like.
protein shake, no protein bars or anything?
No, I don't
Okay.
anymore. I used to last year, but I don't know why I stopped because
Okay.
protein powder is getting expensive.
Yeah, it is pretty expensive. All that stuff is expensive to
Yeah,
stay
eating
fit.
right is just in general is expensive.
Okay. And what's a common misconception about people in martial arts or people that fight, people that
Um,
compete?
a lot of people think that you have to be a big, strong guy to
Mm-hmm.
like to do Brazilian Jiu Jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really not the case. Like like there's a lot of people like in the Jiu Jitsu world that are super tiny
Yeah.
that can take out like a 300-pound guy, no problem. There's actually a video of it on YouTube of this guy, this high level competitor named Mikey Musumeci.
Mm-hmm.
He weighs like a buck 30 or 135,
Mm-hmm.
and he fought an open tournament, and he beat a guy that was like 300 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's crazy.
So, do you think it's because people mix up different fighting worlds that they think that you have to be a big person in order to win? Because, like in boxing, you typically, you know, are usually a bigger guy, and people are like, "Oh, that guy's gonna win," um, versus like a smaller guy who might be just like faster,
Yeah.
and he could still win too. But like, I don't know, people, I guess, just like, what is that?
Well, it kind of does depend on the sport.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, most martial arts, like whether it's boxing, wrestling, Muay Thai, even the UFC, like MMA,
Yeah.
you compete against someone against your own weight.
Wait, so is boxing martial arts? No,
It's a
right?
martial art.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a type of martial art. You're learning how to fight.
Uh-huh.
Wrestling is a martial art.
Okay.
You're learning how
So
to
you
fight.
think all of these are martial
I
arts?
think so. I mean, some
Okay.
people can debate that,
Okay.
but I mean, that's what I think. It's all. I mean, you're learning how to fight, so that's what matters. I mean, I think a martial art is learning how to fight.
What does the word martial arts even
I don't
mean?
even know, to be
Okay.
honest.
I shouldn't have asked.
But no, I mean, from what I've seen, the Brazilian Jiu Jitsu is like the only sport where you actually can compete open in an
Hmm.
open weight. So you can be like a 135-pound guy and fight a guy that's 300 pounds,
Hmm.
and with the probability of winning. Because I
Right.
mean, like in boxing, if you're 300 pounds, you're going against a guy who's like 150. The 300-pound guy's gonna knock you out. Maybe, maybe
Yeah,
you
right.
never know. You could get lucky.
Okay. Um, you also said you were doing boxing and kickboxing.
Yeah.
Why did you stop doing those?
I didn't like getting punched in the face.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of hurt after a while.
Because I do kickboxing
Yeah,
and I actually like it.
really?
I don't practice like with people.
You don't spar or anything?
Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. I don't spar.
Oh, okay. So yeah, then see me, I was actually sparring. Like I was in there like sparring and getting down
Yeah,
with these guys.
yeah.
And it kind of hurt because I mean I was 16 years old doing Muay Thai and there was no other kids in my class. I was going against grown men.
Hmm.
So I mean, imagine getting a 16-year-old kid getting punched in the face by a grown ass man. Like,
So let's talk. Let's go back to that. Um, so you started training when you were 12.
yeah.
Do you think that it stunted your growth? Because how tall are you right now?
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
How tall are you?
Yeah, on the podcast, I'm 6'2".
Oh my God. Okay, so you are below 6.
Nah, I'm
Let's
I'm
just keep it at that if you want.
I'm 5'6".
Okay.
All right, I'm 5'7" on a good day.
Do you think that it stunted your growth
I don't
that
think
you were
so.
training because you were lifting weights
Yeah,
young?
my dad had me and my brothers lifting at like 10, 11, 12.
Right.
We would lift with him and like on our free time, like if we're hanging out with him or whatever.
Right.
So we would lift weights with my dad, and then when I started training, I don't think training stunted the growth. Maybe I don't know. It's up for debate that lifting weights stunts your growth,
Yes.
but
I don't believe training stunts your growth because that's just a form of like working out and exercising.
yeah, and it's all natural.
Yeah.
You know,
If
you're
you're
not
using
lifting
your
anything
body
except
to
person.
like to work out and do all that, I don't think that actually stunts your growth. I think it's the weightlifting
Yeah,
that stunts your growth.
maybe.
So I don't know. That's just a theory I have. And also a lot of people agree.
Yeah, a lot of people agree.
But you did say that short kings are up.
Yep, we're
So
trending.
you guys are trending. And oh, let's talk about that knee surgery thing. What do you know about it?
I've only seen it like on TikTok or Instagram, like people getting it. Like I guess you can like so you break your legs
Yeah.
and then they put like metal bars or they like extend your legs.
Right.
So I saw on TikTok this guy. He was like I think like my height, maybe like 5'7", 5'8",
Hmm.
but he's like 6'2" now.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
But I heard that they can actually never like run or like do athletics.
I wouldn't know. I never I didn't really like
Look
go
into it.
deep into it, but I just saw it. I was like, damn, it's crazy. But me personally, I wouldn't want to break my legs just to get
Right?
taller. Now, to me, that makes no sense.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's good that people that guys are doing this. It's definitely a trend though because I'm hearing it's more common now,
Yeah,
like all over the world. And um I don't know if it's like really popular in the US, but I've heard a lot of other countries are doing this too.
yeah. Which I don't know why. I mean, like just because you're short, I mean, you can still pull. Like, well, look at that
Did
guy.
you ever have trouble like or did girls ever tell you anything because of your height?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I had
Like,
my fellow
okay.
share of
I'm glad you're being honest because I don't want to hear that that hasn't happened.
nah, I've had my fellow share of catfishing girls.
Okay,
I'll
so
tell them that I'm like, oh, I'm like 5'8", 5'9",
oh
but
my
then
God.
I'm coming, I'm like 2 feet tall.
Wow. Um, have you ever been on Tinder?
Yeah, I mean, who hasn't? I think everyone's
I
been on Tinder.
haven't.
Really?
So I'm
Stop,
just
you're lying.
I swear. I've never been on a dating app, which is actually really funny. I don't think I want to be on a dating app just because I don't like I think for girls it's a little more like dangerous or risky.
Yeah. You think so?
I do.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The only reason I was on like Tinder and like other dating apps was to get my body count up. I had rookie numbers. I had to get my
Why
numbers up.
are you talking like this? Okay, so that helped your numbers.
Yeah, I went from
Okay.
low numbers now, high numbers.
At least you're honest about this because yeah. Most people would keep that to themselves. Um, did you have to like date like Uggos, or were you willing to settle for some Uggos?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
settle for some, for some threes and fours.
Oh my
Settle for some
God.
threes or fours.
That's all
I
bad.
mean, they all can't be tens.
Yeah, you definitely gotta just take one for the team, I guess.
Not even for the team, maybe for yourself. Maybe you just, feel a little lonely or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so you're on Tinder. Were you on any other dating apps?
Uh, yeah, but there's like, weird names to them.
Did you have any, do you have any funny stories from any of them?
From the dating apps.
Mm-hmm.
No, not really. They're all kind of like just basic,
Basic.
basic dates.
Okay. So you what? You guys would be like, "Oh, let's meet at this bar," and then
You want to know the details?
no, actually, I don't. Never mind. I don't. I just want to know how like the interaction happens, but not like the physical part of it.
Well, you see, I'm a gentleman, okay? So
Okay.
I
Good to
would
know.
offer to pick them up.
Okay. Did
Um,
they all say that was okay?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, obviously, I get it. Like some girls would be like, "No, I'll meet you somewhere."
You're
I mean,
right.
for good reason.
Which is safer.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like sometimes I'll pick them up. Sometimes I'll just meet them somewhere.
Who taught you how to be a gentleman?
My dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well,
what
yeah.
did he teach you?
Just basic stuff. Manners, date etiquette.
What is something that you're mindful of? Like you said, you would understand when they wouldn't want to take, your offer on picking them up.
Uh, well, yeah. I mean, it's a weird world. So like, I would just tell them, yeah, no problem. I get it. We can meet here or whatever, and then we'll hang out. And so I get a lot of like, I don't like try to force myself on these girls or whatever,
Right.
but.
Good. I'm glad that you're not that person.
Nah, like, I mean, I'm
um
not that guy.
I know, but so I'm just like asking because like yeah, for me when I was younger and I would go on well, some dates, I would always like drive the car myself. Like I wanted to go to the place myself, because in case of whatever, like I can just leave.
Yeah,
Same thing as like they're like, oh, you want like a drink, you want multiple drinks. Like I usually liked getting my own drinks because it just felt safer for me.
yeah. You don't want to see it fizzling or anything.
Yeah, and I just like don't want to I want to be in control of like, how much I'm drinking,
Yeah,
which
for
was
sure.
only like one or two because not only was I driving, but like I don't even know this guy. So,
Well, I mean, when I was like dating, I guess like to be honest, we didn't really go to bars. Like most of the girls I would take out, we'll do like simple stuff, like
going to eat or
yeah, get some
something.
tacos or something.
Yeah, okay.
I think I probably only went on one or two bar dates.
Yeah. I was just asking because I've heard that some guys do take it personally and they think it's like more about them than it is about the situation of being on a date with like a complete stranger who is bigger than you and can like kidnap you and everything.
Well, I mean, like no, I mean I'm a pretty understanding person, I guess.
Yeah.
But I am real big on like date etiquette. Like basically, like if I see like the girl's like not interested, or if she's on her phone, or if she's not really engaged, she's giving me one word answers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm over it. She's going home.
So you're younger than me by 3 years in a way. 3 years
3 years and a day.
and a day. um you don't like when people are on their phones. Some kids are used to that because some kids have grown up with the phones.
Yeah.
So you don't like the phone thing.
Nah,
You
I
don't,
don't.
yeah, right? I feel like most people don't, but I think some people are used to it. So like
I think
they,
it's just flat out rude.
yeah,
Because
right?
it's like you're trying to engage with another person,
Mm-hmm.
and that person's being on their phone. Like clearly, they're just not interested in you,
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird that people want to hang out and then they just want to be on their phone. I'm
right?
like, what?
I don't know. Call me old fashioned.
I know that's what I was gonna say because I feel like sometimes I'm just like a little bit old school in that sense. Like I don't want to be on my phone.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, sometimes it is like a thing where it's like, oh, if somebody important texted you, I need to see like what's going on, but not
Or if you
like,
need a quick getaway, like if your date's not going well, you just go to the bathroom, text your boy, say, "Hey man, call me,"
yeah.
and then
Have you
just
ever
fake up a story.
have you ever done that?
Yeah, one time. It's because like this girl was just flat out weird. Like she was talking about like marriage and kids and stuff like on the first day, and it freaked me out.
Hmm.
So I was like, this is before
Have you
my
ever
son was
dated
born.
an older woman?
No, I
No?
haven't. No.
Is it something that, well, you're in a relationship. Never mind.
Yeah, you're
When
getting me in
you
trouble.
when you were younger, was that something that you would have considered?
It yeah, it spiked my curiosity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
I
had a
get
friend of mine who was with an older woman. He's my age. I think the girl was like 40, 43, 44.
that's crazy. She probably took care of him, right?
uh,
Usually
yeah,
older women they like take care of their younger boyfriends. So,
yeah,
mhm.
I guess
Okay, let's go back
the
to
questions.
what we were talking about. Do you have any advice on fighting? Like your
I'm like the wrong person
experience?
to get
No.
advice from.
Okay.
But I mean, like if you want to like fight and start
What
training,
have you learned?
um, I think probably like one of the best sports to learn if you want to learn how to protect yourself very well
Mm,
is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I mean, everybody has their own opinion,
mm-hmm.
but I think Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a really really good sport to learn if you want to protect yourself. Because well, one, you don't
Like
have
self-defense.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
one, you're not getting punched in the face,
Mm-hmm.
so it's pretty cool. And two, I mean, there's multiple people that do it. There's like hobbyists, and then there's active competitors. Like you can get a black belt in jiu-jitsu just by practicing, just by training, and not have to go in competition ever.
Right.
But it's like once you train jiu-jitsu, and even if you're just like a civilian,
Mm-hmm.
like if someone like comes and messes with you in the street,
Yeah.
you know what to do. It's instant because of your training. You take them down. You get there. You go for a double leg. You take them down. You smother them. You grab them by their neck and just strangle the shit out of them.
Right.
And then it just makes them look dumb.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
For me, because I take kickboxing, I always, and I don't like spar with other girls, I'm always wondering, like, in the real world, if something were to happen, like, would I know what to do? Probably not, right?
There's actually a big debate about that. Like in like the kickboxing, MMA, and boxing world, like from a lot of my friends who fight,
Interesting. Uh-huh.
and so they say that like it's a different feeling from like just doing the classes, just shadow boxing, punching
Mm-hmm.
a bag, because the bag doesn't hit back,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a big debate about but at least in jiu-jitsu, you can spar and not get hurt,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
Okay.
And you're going against a one-on-one person.
Yeah.
So by you getting that one-on-one person experience, you'll know what to do when you if God forbid you get mugged or whatever, any
Mm-hmm.
situation.
Do you have to do like weightlifting or anything in jiu-jitsu?
Not necessarily. I
Not
mean, if you're
really.
an active competitor, yeah, because it's good to be strong.
Is it more just about like like reading bodies and like knowing your speed, or like what is the main purpose of it?
Of jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
the main purpose of it
I know it's
is
like a martial art, but like you know how like in boxing, like you're boxing, I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying right now.
okay. So I guess are you like asking for like the objective? Like
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah. Okay.
so I guess the objective of jiu-jitsu is to get your opponent into a submission.
Hmm.
So that's
Okay.
like the origination. So you kind of want to like put your opponent in a type of submission to de-escalate the situation.
So would you say it's also a mental game?
Oh, for sure, it's
Yeah.
110% mental. Because it's like, for instance, prime example of it being mental is me yesterday. So I was at training yesterday, and mind you, I'm training for a competition right now.
Hmm.
And I was training and I got broke. Like one of my teammates broke me. Like I got to a point where I couldn't breathe. I started panicking. I was
Why?
out of it. It was because of the mental thing.
What is broke? What does that even mean?
Like they just put so much pressure and they just keep coming forward and they're just going, going, going till you can't go no more.
Uh-huh.
So that my opponent broke me yesterday and I gave up. I couldn't finish the round.
Yeah. So he also like he did he physically like exhaust you as well?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. He physically exhausted me.
And mentally.
And mentally,
Yeah.
physically and mentally. Well, I think no, he didn't physically exhaust me. Let me tell you why. Because he didn't physically exhaust me. Because I could have still gone another round.
Hmm.
It was my brain that was telling me that like to chill and that I'm tired and I can't go anymore. Because my
Okay.
body was fine.
Yeah.
My arms weren't throbbing. Like nothing was like I could go another round.
Uh-huh.
It was just my mind. Like my mind was like, you can't go another round.
Have you ever and I'm sure this is probably why Mike Tyson does this too. It's probably to well he doesn't does he fight? He doesn't fight anymore,
I
right?
think his last fight was that exhibition match against Roy Jones Jr. That was like 3 years ago or something.
Yeah. Okay. Is he
Yeah, he's
retired?
retired.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
right?
retired. Retired. Yeah, he hadn't fought like competitively in boxing prior to that like Roy Jones Jr. fight in
Hmm.
like 15 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure this is common though, because I kind of have a feeling it is, and um, Joe Rogan has talked about it too, like the mentalness of it all, of like like even just he likes being in the sauna, right? And he likes just like
Fuck, I hate the sauna.
meditating and shit. So do you take part in meditating or like anything like to like focus your mind?
I try it. I mean there's different forms of meditation.
Yeah.
What I do is I'm just on my knees like before a match. You know, I mean before a tournament, like before competition, anything like when I'm about to fight.
Hmm.
Like prior to it, I'm on my knees. I have my eyes closed, my music in, and I'm just taking deep breaths, like working out a breathing pattern,
Hmm.
and then I'm just trying to like manifest my victories.
Okay.
So that's like my form of meditation.
Breathing is another interesting thing that you just mentioned because it's really important in for your mental well-being or just like being focused. It's super important. Do
Right.
you
That's what happened to me
practice
yesterday.
you actually take the time to practice your breathing?
Yeah, you have to do breathing exercises because you have to get a pattern,
Hmm.
like a breathing pattern, and keep a steady pace. Because
Yeah,
once you start like
like a rhythm or
yeah,
something.
like a rhythm. Because once you start breathing heavy, you start panicking, you start overexerting yourself, and then it just
Hmm.
goes downhill from there. That's exactly what happened to me yesterday. I lost my breathing
Crazy.
pattern, and I started panicking, and then
Yeah.
I just folded.
That's so crazy. That's
Yeah.
so interesting. I'm not really into like fighting and stuff. Like occasionally, like yeah, I like to watch like the popular fights, but
Stop. You do
not.
kickboxing. You're a scrapper too.
No, probably not. But I don't know. I think I could have been if I like if I started when I was younger. Like
Yeah.
I have really strong legs, and for some reason, like my arms are buff, and I don't even lift. So it's just probably in like the genetics
Yeah.
of being a Chavez.
Yeah, we're all scrappers.
So, would you say you're a lover or a fighter?
I'm a fighter.
Like internally?
Internally, I'm a
Yeah.
fighter.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Have you ever
uh,
fought? No, finish your answer. I'm going all over the place again.
what's it called? I'm gonna say something cheesy that Keanu Reeves said. You know, like he said
Sure.
that you're a fighter because if you don't fight for your love, that doesn't make you like a lover. Something stupid like that. He
Okay.
said.
So you're misquoting Keanu
Yeah,
Reeves.
misquoting Keanu Reeves.
But the point of it
I mean,
was
yeah, I guess
you
I'm a
have
fighter.
to fight, right?
Yeah,
For somebody you love.
yeah.
Um, okay. I would say I am more of I don't know. It's
Well, without
complicated.
the whole like spiritual and emotional side of it,
Right.
like, dude, like,
I'm a lover. I don't like
yeah,
to fight
you don't like
people.
to
I
fight?
don't like confrontation. I like to
Are you a
de-escalate.
pacifist?
I no. I like to de-escalate shit. I don't like things to be physical or
Hmm.
anything. But if we're talking in terms of like just like my journey, I would say I'm a fighter,
Yeah,
like for myself. Does that make sense?
yeah, it does.
Okay.
Damn, I really wish my brother would have stood to training though. He was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, have you ever fought anybody in the street? Like, have you ever
Um,
been a street a street fighter? Is that's a thing?
yeah, yeah, it's a thing like the fight in the street. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. No, but like competitions, do people street fight?
you know
Or have
what?
you heard of that?
Yes, I have. It's actually in Peru.
Okay.
So in Peru, they have this annual festival. It's around December,
Hmm.
and basically, if you have beef with someone in Peru, like you just build up your beef,
You
and then
settle
you
it
settle
out.
it right there in front of like the whole like pueblo.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I swear to God, you look it up on YouTube. That it's a ceremony.
Uh-huh.
Like if you have beef with someone, you call them out, and if they agree, then you guys scrap it out
Damn.
in the middle in front of everybody.
That's crazy.
I'm like, yo, Peru knows what's up.
Going back to the question though, have you ever fought anybody in the street?
um, Not in a street fight, no.
Not a street fight.
I have been jumped though.
Really?
Yeah, my dad still to this day makes fun of me.
You got jumped by how many guys?
By two people.
Two people.
Yeah, two
And
people.
it was just you.
It was just me.
So did they like
So what happened was I was jogging, right? I was jogging. I went out for a jog, and I had my headphones on. I had the beats.
mm-hmm.
Um, this is when they were like barely came out.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the beats on. I had my phone. And I was jogging, whatever, right? Out of nowhere, I just feel like something hit my face like really hard, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
didn't think nothing of it, and I dropped. Me personally, I thought I had hit somebody or like I had ran into somebody because I wasn't paying attention.
Uh-huh.
So I turn and look, and I'm over here about to say sorry. I thought I hit somebody, and I get punched again in the face.
What the hell?
And I'm like, what
They
the
just
fuck?
like caught you off guard.
Super off guard. And then once I dropped to the floor and the guy was on top of me, that's when I like turned it up a bit. And I was like, oh shit, this is happening. Then I
Mm.
went to attack mode.
Oh my
And then
God.
that's when I started fighting. I started doing my jiu-jitsu, and I had put the guy in an armbar. So he was on top of me. I did what's called a sweep, a scissor sweep on him. So I controlled his head. I put my knee, my shin in his stomach, and my other leg by his knee, and I
Yeah.
did a scissor sweep. And then I got on top of him, and then he put his arm up, and I got him in an armbar. And I was about to break his arm, and then his buddy gets out the car, comes and soccer kicks me in the face.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so he soccer kicks me in the face, right? And then the other guy gets free, and then the guy that got free that I originally had in the armbar, he soccer kicks me in the face while I'm down.
Oh shit.
And then they broke my jaw in two different places.
What?
Yeah, and then they took my phone and my headphones and ran.
God damn.
Yeah, so and the kind of was more messed up is that I was probably like half a mile away or like a quarter of a mile away from my house still, so I still had to walk home with a broken jaw.
How old were you?
18.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was 18, and then I told my dad what happened, and he makes fun of me.
Oh my
He's
God.
all like, "Man, you're a martial artist. You trained for this many years, and you let two bozos in the street fuck you up." Like till this day, he'll tell me.
Yeah.
I remember one time while I was talking, or I brought my girlfriend to meet my dad, right? And then I thought he was trying to make me look good when he said, he's like, "Hey man, remember that time you fought those two cholos?" And then I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, and lost." I was like, "Oh fuck."
Were they cholos or?
Yeah, it was in Pico Rivera,
Okay.
or yeah. So I guess they were
Damn.
cholos or whatever. No, they look like idiots, but whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really talk shit because they fucked me up, but
I mean, in if that were to happen again, you like against two guys, like that's still you're still outnumbered.
yeah. That was another traumatic.
Pick up where you left off. Okay, so you said, why do you keep taking that off?
It just comes off. How do I put it on?
It's okay. You don't have to keep it
Okay, here
on.
we go. Go, got it.
Okay. Say okay, and then say okay. That's another traumatic experience.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. That's another traumatic
No,
experience.
you're saying it so like scripted. Say it naturally.
All right. All right.
You were saying like, oh, that's another traumatic experience that I have.
Okay.
Say it like that.
All right. That's another traumatic experience. that I had.
No, you're saying it like I'm telling you to say
You are telling
it.
me to say it.
Say it like
Okay.
you're naturally saying it. Like you just remembered. Oh, that's another traumatic
I
experience.
can't now. I'm not an actor.
Okay, let me say it.
All right.
Okay, so would you say that's another traumatic experience that you have?
Yeah, that's another traumatic experience that I have.
Okay, tell me about it.
So, yeah, it just made me more like aware of my surroundings. Like being jumped is kind of crazy. I never been through that before.
Yeah.
So by that, I always look over my shoulder. I always look around, and I've been like that for a long time now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just made me very aware of my surroundings. I always gotta look around. I always gotta look around. Like when I go into like a restaurant or something, I always look around to see like what's going on. I always analyze everything.
Mm.
That's another thing I got from my dad.
I was just about to say that my dad, when I was younger, he'd always, I mean, obviously, our dads show a lot of tough love.
Yeah.
So my dad would be like, don't be stupid. Look around. Look at your surroundings. Like, look at where you're at. Like, don't keep your head down. And, you know, that's how he would talk to me.
Not my dad too.
So,
This is a Travis thing.
yeah. So after that, you're more cautious.
Yeah, way more cautious.
Did it give you anxiety or anything afterwards? Do you
Um,
have anxiety?
you know what? It actually put me into like a depression.
Okay.
In me, I'm not really one to believe in depression,
Yeah.
but it did put me into a little bit of depression. Not gonna lie, I kind of like isolated myself from like everybody for like a cool like
How
2 3
long
months.
did it take for your mouth to heal?
Yeah, it's about 2 3 months.
2 3 months.
Yeah, so they wired it shut, and then I had to drink from a straw.
Oh God.
Yeah.
How? So you couldn't talk
I like could mumble, but I couldn't like open
for
my
2 months?
yeah for months. So it just kind of like discouraged me.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And so after that, did you still keep fighting?
Yeah, I wrestled still. That time I was wrestling,
Yeah.
so I would wrestle. It did help with weight loss though.
Yeah.
I think I dropped like 30 pounds.
because you couldn't really chew or anything.
Right, yeah. Everything I
Damn.
had to like liquefy.
Do you ever get scared about like breaking your teeth or like your eyes or your nose or?
No, people do, like my coaches and some of my teammates, they do highly advise that I wear a mouth guard
Do
because
you?
like no, I don't.
Why?
Mouth guard bugs me It messes up my breathing pattern. So it like,
Maybe you should practice with the mouth guard to breathe
that's absolutely genius.
because, yeah, you don't want to lose your teeth.
I mean,
You know how
yeah,
embarrassing it is to have no teeth?
but I mean, it's a story to tell.
No, girls don't like that.
Well, then she's not the one for me.
You cannot be walking around with no
No
teeth.
teeth.
That's so not right.
Nah, I mean, yeah, and I really should. I've been looking into it.
Yeah. You should
So
really practice.
yeah, I think that's actually a good idea.
Yeah.
But
Maybe what you could even do is go into the sauna with a mouth guard and
I
practice your
fucking hate the
breathing.
sauna. That's
Yeah.
another
I like
traumatic experience.
I
My
like
dad left me in the
saunas.
sauna to rot.
Oh my God. What do you mean
So
he left you? You can walk.
okay, so check this out. My dad had a two-person sauna, right? That he
Mm-hmm.
had bought. We had kept it at our house, and basically, my house was like the weight cut house because I had a sauna and I was right across the street from school. So any of like my teammates or whatever, we need to cut weight, we go to the sauna.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who is the wise guy or bozo that decided it was a good idea for the sauna to lock from the outside.
Oh my God.
So you had to get like
That's how it
trapped in
was
there.
designed?
Yeah, I swear to God, it locked from the outside.
Uh-huh.
So one time, me and my buddy, we were cutting weight, right? And then we were like, I think he was down 3 pounds, I was down 2 pounds, so we decided to sweat it out in the sauna.
Mm-hmm.
My dad had put us in there, and then my dad fell asleep and left us in the sauna
Mm-hmm.
for like a few hours.
What the hell?
Yeah, like probably like an hour or two. Usually you can only be in the sauna for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then get out and then hop back
Yeah.
in, so you don't like kill yourself.
Right. I can
Um,
stay in the sauna for a long time.
that's
Does that
crazy.
mean something's wrong with me?
No, 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 some people can too. It's just like ice baths. Like people
Uh,
can stay in ice bath for a long time,
Yeah,
but like I mean, it's at risk of getting like hypothermia or something.
that's true. I was gonna ask you something and I lost my train of thought.
Cause
Okay, let's talk about you being a young dad. We only have a couple minutes
all right,
and I should have probably given you more time.
that's cool.
But let's talk about it.
So yeah, I mean, I don't think I was a young dad. I think my dad was younger than me when he had my brother.
Yeah, well, I would say you're still young because you were only 21, right?
22 when my son was born. I got his mom pregnant at 21.
Right. Still pretty young because you really haven't lived your life.
She was younger. She got pregnant at 19.
Yeah,
Um,
you're really close with that age thing.
hey, yo, chill, chill.
um, yeah, I would still say you're a young dad.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. During that time, I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of pretty much like at my one of my lowest points. I mean, I was working part time. I didn't really have anything going for me.
Hmm.
I just wanted to party and have fun.
Yeah. Where were
Um,
you living with your dad still?
no, I was actually living with one of my friends. I
Okay.
was sleeping on his couch.
Couch surfing.
Yep.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, long term.
Okay.
But yeah. So I was living with my friend, and then so when my son was born, it made me get my shit together
Hmm.
because I realized, yo, I have to take care of another human being.
Right.
So I need a full time job. So
Right.
that's when I started selling cars.
Hmm.
Selling cars was, they told me, oh, you have unlimited hours. You can work as much as you want, and then the money is unlimited. And I was all like, oh, okay, cool, I'm down.
Was his mom also working?
Yeah, she was working at the time. She was working part time as well.
Was she scared?
She was hella scared.
Were
We were,
you both scared or who was more scared?
we were both equally scared. I think I was a little bit more terrified than she was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's like, I can barely take care of myself, not take care of a human.
Was it, you don't have to answer this either and I can cut this out. Was it ever a question not to have a kid?
Yeah, it was. We talked about it actually.
Okay.
We had talked about it, and we were actually gonna see it through,
Hmm.
but it was already too late. She was 6 months pregnant.
Oh, okay.
So at that point, we were kind of
Yeah.
4 feet in.
Okay.
So
Thank you for being honest about this.
yeah.
If you want, I can cut it out
No,
too.
it's cool. No, it's right.
Yeah.
People want to
It's
know.
just it's a conversation that a lot of people have, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, I guess that can be advice. I mean, just see it through, see what happens, roll the dice. But no, it was cool. Once he was born, everything changed.
Yeah.
Like everything changed for me. I got my shit together. I started working full time. I got a good job. I started making better money. I
Hmm.
got us into an apartment. I started like doing what a responsible an adult should do.
Right.
And then he's actually one of the reasons why I started training again.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
good. And like looking back, I'm sure it was probably the best thing that happened to you, right?
absolutely,
Because you
absolutely.
probably woke up and you're like, you didn't have all this time to fuck around anymore. You had
I didn't.
to be an adult.
Yeah, I honestly, without my son, I don't think I don't know where I would be at.
Yeah.
I did. I don't know where I would be at. Probably still working at Banana Republic part time.
Oh God.
But
7 years later.
7 years later.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. But
Um,
no, yeah, he's the reason why I train as well because I
what's your
want him.
son's name?
His name is Joseph Anthony Chavez.
Oh, you named him after three generations of Joes.
3 generations of Joes. Well, I guess four because my grandpa on my mom's side is also named Jose.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
How funny.
my grandpa on my mom's side is Jose. My dad is Jose. I'm Joseph, and he continued the legacy. But
Yeah.
we call him Tony. So
Tony.
yeah, for
Oh, because it's
Anthony, we
Anthony.
give him his own originality.
Nice.
Kind of like how Andrew's name's Michael,
Yeah.
but everyone calls him Andrew.
Right.
So we went with that.
It's like a Mexican thing, I
Is it?
think. Yeah, because I have two other cousins on my mom's side. We call them by their middle name and not their first names.
You know what's funny is
It's weird.
I didn't even know that Andrew's name was Michael till for like the longest time.
Most people didn't actually. They're like, "Who's that?"
Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't probably till like yes, I was in high school.
till you're older.
Till I was older. I didn't know his name was Michael till till I was older. That's crazy. But no, yeah, so we call him Anthony or Tony.
Hmm.
When he's in trouble, we call him Antonio. So I know that he's in
Antonio.
trouble.
Okay,
He starts kindergarten on Monday, so I'm happy about that.
that's exciting.
Yeah. But he trains too. He fights. I take him Saturday kids classes
Yeah,
and he does once a week right now. I don't want to force him into it like my dad did, but
yeah. It's
um
just an option for
yeah.
him
I do want him
because,
to learn how to train though. I want him to learn how to fight because I want him to protect himself.
yeah. Do you ever give your girlfriend any tips about protecting herself?
Yeah, but she don't listen to me very
Self
well.
defense?
Yeah,
Oh,
she don't listen to me very well.
okay. Well, at least you tried.
Yeah.
Um, and you should probably not have your son carrying weights. Just FYI.
All right.
So we can end here. Thank you for being on the podcast. I don't know. Do you want to say any last words?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm such a dork.
Okay, we'll end here. Bye.
Cool.